Video is intended to describe a lightblade talisman named Abundance, which would be the 50th rendition since early 2025. Joining me today will be my whimsical stick figure chakra maps, which I've drafted out to serve as a comprehensive illustrative guide to the various crystals' effect on the chakra column. And without further ado, I will discuss the primary blade band scaffolding seen like so, circulating right here, vaguely resembling a figure 8, to work as a containment field recirculation of the entire closed loop emanation of the entity of abundance in a talisman format. Starting off with this section right here of the transmutation ratio. Seen right here is the offsetting of hematite and smoky quartz offset all the way across laterally like so, up this side as well to its lateral band, to this side as well, to be its own closed loop quadrant of a particular ratio of the what's been deemed the transmutation ratio. Due to this fact of having hematite being a very strong effective grounder and of all excessive radial stray energies firmly through chakra into the earth for reprocessing. In tandem, offset with smoky quartz providing the same energetic stimuli to serve to ground all excess energy through the root chakra into the earth, stars, into the earth for reprocessing. So in tandem, they are a very strong grounding of energy to work as energetic etheric dialysis to constantly reprocess energy into the earth for consistent reprocessing of that of transmuting negativity into positivity by high rapid transference into the earth. It also plays quite the contingent role to, of course, make the magic real, to provide a very firm, grounded stimuli to the intensive crystalline apparatus built in conjunction with that ratio. Hence, I mentioned that first as a very good preface, as a foundational setting for this entire vibratory output of this little crystalline entity. And up top right here, this would be the apex band where the necklace shall be installed like so. That would be that of the coherence ratio. Starting off with clear quartz to work as a neutral accelerant of other frequencies in the sequence. Going into lapis lazuli, a very famous blue ray crystal of antiquity of fantastic window mental stimulation of the 5th and 6th chakras of sovereign highest truth embodiment, as well as a classic psychic activation stone. Then going to clear quartz to work as a neutral accelerant into purple fluorite. Fluorite is a very fantastic third eye stimulant that mitigates cross interference between the left and right hemispheres, encouraging or orderly whole brain thinking, aka the awakened third eye. So it's a fantastic coherence induction agent, seen right there to be the very apex of the construct. To primarily this focus is, of course, to keep one's alignment with a very coherent high self-perception, which is very, very advantageous for the spiritual adept, particularly when many different various frequencies are involved in the whole quest, if you would. So without further ado, this would be the abundance ratio about to be discussed. That gives it the archetypal designation of a proper entry into the 50th rendition of this particular platform that's enjoyed worldwide distribution at this point. Starting off with rutilated quartz right here, which is clear quartz with bands of rutile that works as a massive natural accelerant of other frequencies in the blade band sequence. So the aspect of the clear quartz makes for a nice neutral ambient amplification of other frequencies going through it, such as prayers, intentions, for example. That's, of course, the impulse's amplification of the wielder's intention, if you would. But the rutile makes a massive intensification, supercharging of other frequencies in the node, going into the classic famous emerald, the quintessential green ray heart chakra stone of abundance of an 8.5 out of 10 the hardness scale, which makes it a true precious stone of notoriety and quite deified in this timeline. Hence, most mortals have heard of emerald because of its intensive, famous, beautiful green ray potency of being the impeccable heart chakra stimulant of true abundant activation. Then in tandem with that would be golden healer quartz. Golden healer quartz is a fantastic gold white light high heart source attunement alignment, which of course to say that out loud is very advantageous to have a direct source attunement to the source of creation, gold white light emanation, the central sun primary supermental force. So that goes quite nicely with the very terrestrial heart chakra stimulation with the celestial divine high heart stimulation as a subcapacitation, which works great in tandem with, once again, the terrestrial green ray heart chakra abundance stimulation focus. Then going from the golden healer quartz into peridot, another fantastic classic stone of abundance as a very fantastic earth elemental, third and fourth chakra stimulant, that of the frequency of chlorophyll in crystalline format of growth, which is very advantageous for abundant frequency cycles as well, such as, of course, how this tree exists is for the process of photosynthesis, chlorophyll. That basically is the frequency of growth caught in crystalline format, which is very, once again, advantageous for the goal of abundance. Then going into root-related quartz to intensify the sequence into moss green agate, the most stable green ray water elemental heart chakra stabilizer in the mineral kingdom that plays quite the integral crucial role to, most importantly, stabilize the massive overture expansion of the heart chakra's capacity with the emerald and the peridot being massive heart chakra stimulants. But most importantly, to stabilize that wavelength is what makes the vibration consistent and is quite contingent to actually manifesting the abundant scenarios. Then going into golden healer quartz, emerald, root-related quartz, peridot, into moss green agate, and so on for this primary sequence, grounding back most importantly into the transmutation scaffolding to serve to ground this very high radial heart chakra focus to bring us common ground of all the excess energy into tangibility. So that would be just the figure 8 blade band scaffolding. So everything I'll be mentioning next shall be various auxiliary supportive crystals that have somehow, some way, been affixed and wire wrapped grounded into the primary wire consisting of copper, brass, and silver spooled together to be the main vein of the construct, so all the other crystal entities have a very good common ground to transfer the current, much like organs of an entity, for this crystalline entity that is. Starting off the apex right here, this would be black tektite, a very fantastic product of meteorite impacting sand from heaven to earth. So luckily it's a black-gray crystal, which means its celestial vibratory activation has a very nice ground-up earth star scaffolding, raising of vibrations for the entire auric field from a very foundational setting, which is quite integral and pivotal for actually tangibly raising vibrations in a very foundational setting for the entire chakra field's benefit in a very celestial imbuement format. Hence its prominent placement right there is of the essence. And this side right here of the blade facing is a very strong concentrated blue ray 5th chakra focus, that of blue lace agate seen right here, which is the quintessential stabilization of the 5th chakra in the mineral kingdom, which works very advantageously with the large specimen of lapis lazuli, much like the blade band up here, to be the quintessential wind elemental 5th and 6th chakra stimulant. Pardon me, I have a frog in my throat. And then, of course, above that, just like lapis, another favorite for millions, by millions for thousands of years, will be that of turquoise, seen right here. Turquoise is a very classic, very well praised 5th chakra stimulant of earth, fire, water, and wind in a wholeness 5th chakra stimulation focus. Hence, the three together make for quite the dynamic, powerful 5th chakra activation. On the other side, it's a bit spicier, to be a bit like the yang to the yin. This right here would be Libyan gold tektite, which was a specialty space magic rock that was utilized by pharaohs of antiquity to be carved into skirt beetles and set in their finery breastplate that were, of course, indicative of their magi office of god-king rulers, which makes it a very, very fun fact. So Libyan gold tektite is a very, very amazing gold ray celestial stimulant of the sacrum and solar plexus, as well as being a very powerful gold ray of illumination full light body activator, as well as a massive manifestation intention enhancement, and also a good old dharmic accelerant to align one's energy to one's highest appointed path through their divine intention. Then above that is green ray moldavite, which is a vibrationally speaking, cousin to Libyan gold tektite that became quite famous in this timeline as a true stone of magic. Moldavite is a very, very potent dharmic accelerant of high heart storm elemental green ray divine connection in a very, very rapid pace, which is the quintessential acceleration of one's divine authentic path of their creation, of why they've come here, made manifest very obviously to the conscious self. So the stuff is quite potent. And this aspect of being another one of those tremendous dharmic accelerants to put one's energy alignment into their highest destiny. Then above that would be sunstone, which has been quite prolifically utilized in tandem with the green ray abundance frequency. So the aspect of sunstone is like the yang to the green ray yin receptivity of the expanded heart chakra. So the aspects of sunstone is a very powerful solar plexus and sacrum stimulant of great enthusiasm, joy, and creativity, which is very fostering toward artistic pursuits and all aspects of literally feeling good. So the vibration of feeling good, of course, encourages the output of intake of good things happening with the green ray in conjunction of the heavy heart chakra concentration. So that would be just the blade facing mentioned so far, besides the selenite and the kyanites, which I will circle back to towards the end. And this next section right here, I'll be discussing where the hood shall be installed. So this green leather hood, after this video is installed, the video is completed, shall be installed much like so. So the aspect that plays quite the crucial role, far more than aesthetic, is the aspect of being able to insulate the energy of this entire closed loop sequence, all these crystals here, to serve as a hood, so that lateral stray energies leaking this way are mitigated, so they're more condensed, so the energy focuses more through the primary and the apex blade band for further energetic continuity efficiency, as well as a way to protect the subtle crystals stacked under here, to of course serve as a way to maintain their integrity so they don't fly away and lose organs of the entity, if you would, as it's being literally worn as a necklace, a talisman. As well as the color therapy resonance of green leather is very fostering towards the primary objective of a very strong green ray emanation output, which is of course a further fostering of color therapy vibrational transference. And underneath the hood, right here, is Tibetan black quartz, which is a very fantastic crystal from Tibet of a very powerful variety of ohm resonators of source alignment, which makes for a very powerful toroidal field stimulant from the top to bottom. So the aspect of Tibetan black quartz is much like a master healer that has a full chakra stimulation of the entire light body from the entire chakra column, and massively expands the rooting capacity of the earth stars as well as the soul star, so it makes for a very powerful toroidal field stimulant from top to bottom to expand and purify the field to a very high ohm resonant high frequency threshold, which is very advantageous as a master healer to dismantle any patterns of dis-ease found stored in the chakra column from top to bottom. And next to that, there'll be a theme here of this trinity, with star argonite being a calcium base, just like the Tibetan black quartz, full light body activator from top to bottom to clear any patterns of dis-ease stored in the chakra column, as well as seraphinite seen right here, the lovely green ray crystal named after the seraphim archangels, which provides the same energetic stimuli as the two previous of the trinity of activating the entire chakra column from top to bottom, and once again mitigating the patterns of dis-ease found stored in the chakra column, manifesting as a malfunction illness, quite simply, in the code of the human avatar. So that's why the three together enjoy the reverence I give them of a trinity of master healers to be installed right like so. Then right here, this would be serpentine from Mount Shasta, which is a very fantastic kundalini stimulant of the entire light body as well. And of course, another major power point on the earth is Mount Shasta. So this right here plays a critical role to, of course, further expand the vibratory threshold of cellular respiration, quite simply. Then above that would be fulgurite. Fulgurite is a product of lightning striking sand, literally carrying the energy of lightning in a crystalline silica resonance, which is a very powerful manifestation agent, as well as another full light body activator from top to bottom that was well enjoyed by shamans of antiquity to resonate with the power of lightning to intensify their magic with their prayers into manifestation by literally harnessing the power of lightning. It's pretty amazing stuff in that regard. So that would be most of the crystals mentioned so far, and the aspect I saved for last is discussing the white selenites affixed to the oak core. So the wooden oak core of this device comes from Oak Creek, Sedona, Arizona, next to a waterway that's 24/7. So the aspect of oak makes for a very dense atomical carbon-based structure, which is quite integral for the aspect of the silica closed-loop circuit of crystal energy around it to give a further tangible transference to the carbon-based physical avatars, at least for now in this timeline, to make the magic further real and transferable and tangibilized, quite simply. And of course, oak is a very dense atomical structure, which is very fortifying to strengthening the physical avatar in that regard as well. Then, next we'll be discussing the white selenite affixed to both sides of the core right here. So in this aspect of 15 minutes or so of me discussing this crystalline entity, selenite plays a critical role through the entire closed-loop circuit. It takes the entire collective pitch of this frequency running in a sequence. It works to purify all of these crystals. It works to amplify all these crystals. Perhaps most importantly, it also brings harmonization and equilibrium to balance out the entire crystal pitch. So the aspect I'll highlight once again is purification, amplification, and harmonization of this entire closed-loop circuit is the prerogative of selenite. And also by itself, it also makes for the most impeccable 6th, 7th, 8th non-physical chakra swing back to one's Godhead to effectively clear debris between one's conscious self and one's higher guidance, which is its own merit of master healer capacity. And also with that high-frequency divine alignment, also provides a very powerful induction of high-frequency source-aligned energy that burns through stagnant energies from top to bottom, which once again makes it a true crystalline master healer in that regard as well. But the aspect of working in conjunction with all the other crystals is where it really gets its notoriety in these videos. Then right here next to the selenites would be the two aspects of kyanite utilized, that of black kyanite. Black kyanite is the most rapid transfer energy of the mineral kingdom through the root chakra, the earth stars, into the earth absolutely as quick as possible. Hence my whimsically fast penmanship is appropriate here to best illustrate. So that takes the entire frequency pitch of this device and grounds into the earth at literally the speed of quantum light, which also serves like a surge protector and another way to ensure negative vibrations are very discouraged from maintaining in the field at that rapid high yield transference, much like etheric Teflon, if you would, of any kind of densities and negativities that are not of one's divine abundant true nature. Then right here will be blue kyanite, seen right there. Blue kyanite is a very fantastic third eye stimulant and also a very fantastic way to further mitigate cross interference between the left and right hemispheres that would cause conflict and division of not of one's true dharmic nature, aka third eye awakening, seen once again. So blue kyanite is very fantastic in that regard as well, and so of course the two in tandem work very fantastic together to of course bridge and reroute energy so quickly that any intrusive, non-divine frequency energies are very discouraged from maintaining the field with that much rerouting of energy. And that would actually be the entire crystalline scope of abundance number 50. So as a preface, by now it has quite the dynamic range of activating literally the entire chakra column with quite a bit of gusto in many different directions and many different subroutines and contingencies. And like I mentioned thrice, this would be the 50th rendition of this construct that has been prolifically successful in wide distribution. And that would, I guess, would be it. 1,000 blessings, and may the force be with us all.